24 lessons I've learned in 2024 that are going to transform your life like they did for mine. Also, guys, I'm not just going to share with you lessons that I've learned that have benefited me. I'm also going to share with you the failures and the mistakes that I made this year so that can stop you from making them as well. So make sure you pay attention. We're going to go through 24 points. Let's jump into this. Number one, guys. The biggest lesson I've learned in 2024 that I've been uncovering over the past few years of my life is this: God first. We have this illusion in our mind that we think one day when we arrive somewhere, one day when we get to this next goal, or we create this thing, or this thing happens in our life, that everything's going to be perfect, right? Everything's going to be smooth. But what I've realized on my journey, guys, that is not the case. During the times this year where I was getting tested the most, where I was having the most challenges, where I was having the most adversity come my way, when I didn't connect with God, that's when I felt like these things were problems. They were almost inconveniences in my life. When I started to deepen my connection to God more and more, and something I've been opening my mind up to is the Bible and connecting with Jesus Christ specifically, these problems and these challenges that were in my way actually became blessings. And what I realized is when you connect to God and you almost say, thank you for this challenge in my life I'm receiving, you're able to see the blessing within it, right? Every adversity, every setback, every failure, every defeat actually is a blessing in disguise, but only if you can see it. And the way I found I'm able to see that is by connecting to God and thanking Him for the blessing. So whatever you're doing in your life, whether you're going through good times or bad times, always put God first in front of everything you do. And this has been applicable to areas in my life, even business, decisions I would make in business. One of my favorite Bible verses is, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world but lose his soul? Okay? And by putting God first in decisions in business, in my health and fitness, in my relationships, right? It's allowed me to make a lot more clearer decisions. Adding on to that, like I said, I've been reading more in the Bible. And the more I follow the Bible's teachings, which I'm not perfect at now, something I'm stepping into more and more, my intentions are there to step into that more, I just find to have a lot more peace in my life. I feel a lot more closer to God, a lot more closer to Jesus Christ. So invite God into your life. You know, I've made a video on this on my channel, but just start by inviting God into your life. You can literally say out loud right now, I invite you, God, into my life. So that's the first lesson I've learned in 2024. The second one is this, right? You are going to get big challenges come your way, big tests that will come your way. And here's basically how it works, right? It's like a game. You either learn the lesson and you level up, or you don't learn the lesson and you either stay where you are or you go back a level. You have to be self-aware enough to understand truly what is this lesson. Especially, guys, when you get triggered, right? When you get triggered by something, there's something happening in your life, in business, in your relationships, whatever it might be, and it triggers you. It pisses you off. It makes you angry. There's some kind of emotion in you rising up. You need to be aware enough to understand truly what is that. What I realized I was doing for years without even recognizing it, when trigger points would come up, I would run away. I would escape. I would run, I would run, I would run. Here's the thing though, right? Unless you learn the lesson, they're going to keep coming your way. And the thing is, they get louder, and they get louder, and they get louder, until you finally recognize, what is this lesson I'm trying to be taught? Once you can understand that, I guarantee you now, that will be your biggest level up. And the truth is as well, guys, the lesson that you're being taught, the thing that you have to look at, most of the time is painful. It's fear. Right? You don't want to look at it, so you just, no, that's not true, and you try to avoid it. But like I said, it will keep on getting louder and louder and louder until you finally learn the lesson that you're being taught. This could be with your finances, right? This could just be with your overall, how you feel about yourself. This could be your relationships, right? This could be your health and fitness. And understand as well, people, that the external world that you live in is nothing more but a mirror reflection of the internal world. If you don't feel worthy within, if you don't feel good enough within, if you feel inferior within, this will manifest in your external reality. And what's going to happen is, most people, they try to change the mirror. They try to change the external reality. That's not how it works, right? You can't, if you're wearing a hat, for example, and you try and change the hat from the mirror reflection, it won't change. You have to take the hat off, and then the mirror changes. So if you're looking outside of you, your bank account's not where you want it to be. Your business isn't where you want it to be. Your fitness and health isn't where you want it to be. Go within. Why? What is this mirror reflection showing me about myself? One of the easiest ways I've found to overcome a lot of your challenges, though, is self-improvement. It's self-development. Because whatever challenges you face externally, right, which they're going to come, if you're not developed, if you're not the best version of yourself, it's going to be very hard to do that. That's one of the main reasons why we launched Brotherhood.co. Our singular focus for Brotherhood.co is self-development, for you to become the best version of yourself. If you want to find out more about Brotherhood.co, just hit the link below and you'll be able to get access there. Moving on. Point number 3, guys. All right? Listen, I'm a guy, right? I'm a man. And when I was younger, when I used to hear this, I'd be like, bro, shut up. I don't want to hear that, yeah? The point number 3 is this. All we really want is one thing. Let me ask you, what do you think that is? What do we all want? Money, success, freedom, cars, status, respect. But you need to question what's beneath that. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's love. At the end of every experience in our life is an emotion. When we do anything, it's because deep, deep down, we're going to get an emotion at the end of it. We're going to get a feeling at the end of it. And if you look at the emotional chart, we have 2 core emotions. We have love and we have fear. We're always doing something that is going to link more to love. Think about it. Anytime you do something in your life, you do it for an end feeling because that's what you're going after. And the deeper, deeper emotion behind that is love. You want to make money. Why? So you can retire your parents. Why? So you can feel love. You want to get the new car. Why? So you can feel love from people. Respect. What's behind respect? Love. It all links back to love. So what I found in my life, guys, yeah, self-love is the key. If you love yourself, guess what? Well, I love myself, so I'm going to work out. I love myself, so I'm going to end this relationship or end this friendship that's not serving me anymore. I love myself, so I'm going to eat clean. I love myself, so I'm going to do the work on my business. I love myself, so I do the hard things. Do you understand this, guys? People use discipline in the wrong way. Bro, I want to do this. You know, if I asked you, does your higher self, do they work out? Do they eat clean? Do they make money? Do they travel the world? Yeah, of course, right? Well, if the end experience is to feel good about yourself, if you feel good now, if you step into that now, that's going to drive your behaviors because we all know, guys, your state is how you create. Your emotions drive your actions, energy in motion, right? The more you can love yourself, the more you can step into that, the more you're going to move towards this life that you dream of in your mind. Like I said, guys, goes back to the other point I said about the lessons you learn. If you keep doing things that are taking you away from loving yourself, it almost keeps you at this level. You need to be very aware about the things that are not allowing you to transcend to that next level. It could be, like I said, habits that you have, people you're around, all right? You need to be able to be self-aware enough to realize what's taking me away from loving myself. Well, another huge lesson I learned, guys, is that it's not just about doing more, adding. It's about subtraction. Subtracting habits out of your life, right? Subtracting scrolling social media, subtracting eating bad food, subtracting certain people, subtracting behaviors that you're doing, right? Subtracting emotions and feelings that aren't allowing you to grow. These are all the things we cover inside a brotherhood, but guys, the goal is self-love. If you can love yourself now, unconditionally, you will start to move towards your goals that you want. Even this, guys, let's say you go out there and you achieve your goals, but at the end of it, you don't love yourself. Did you really win? Are you really successful? That's a whole other topic we can get into. Anyway, continuing on. Number 4, you need to have a clarity of vision, all right? I've just hosted the Brotherhood Mastermind here in Marbella, the second mastermind we've hosted this year. And I've been coaching now for over 4 years in my own companies and other communities I work in, for Iman Gadzi being the head mindset coach, Charlie Morgan and other big communities in this space. And if there's one thing I observe about a lot of young men, they don't truly know what they want. And even from this mastermind, as I was teaching these principles more and more, I realized my vision is dialed in. It's very clear, okay? But I can make it even more clearer. I can strengthen it even more. This is one of the biggest lessons I learned from my greatest mentor of all time, Ed Milet. Ed Mylett is a successful entrepreneur, best-selling author, worth over $800 million. And he taught me when I was a young man that you need to have specificity with your vision, with your goals. So you must have a clear vision. Without a vision, the people will perish. And without a vision, you will always return to your past. You have to have clarity about where it is you're going to. And adding on to that, who do you need to be? What is the version of you who is living that life you dream of? What are the habits they have? How do they think? How do they feel? How do they act? You have to define this, brothers. If you're not defining this vision, where are you going to? Where are you moving towards? You don't know. So if you don't have a direction of where you're heading to, two things are going to happen. One is you're not going to move. You're going to stay where you are. Or two is you're going to move in the direction, but you could be going in the wrong way, my bro. Take the time, right? Invest time in creating the vision. You want to feel aligned with it. You want to feel clarity around it. You want to feel like, yeah, I know I'm moving in the right direction. Once you get this energy behind you, you're going to flow towards your goals, right? A lot of guys, they're forcing their way towards their goals. They're pushing. They're forcing it. You want to go in a flow. You want to be pulled towards your goals, right? It wants to feel almost effortless in achieving your goals. That is the power of a vision. Again, one of the main principles we cover inside of brotherhood.co. Moving on. Number 5, you need to know your intention, all right? If you don't have clear intentions about what you want and truly why you're doing what you do, you're going to make decisions that might not be truly aligned with where you actually want to go. For example, with brotherhood, my intention for brotherhood is to impact and change lives worldwide. So from that intention I have there, it impacts the way I price it. It impacts the decision in our marketing. It impacts the decision that we make with how we give access to the product. All of these things are down to an intention that we have. If my intention for a business was to just make money, like I will be doing with the new businesses I launch in 2025, they're very different intentions are going to determine the actions that I take towards them. So you need to be clear on this, guys, and really question, what is my intention here? Is my intention just to make money, or do I want to help people, right? Do I want to help people and make money? Okay, cool. Again, even with your fitness and your health, what's my intention here? My intention for health and fitness used to be just get big. I got big, I built a lot of muscle, but man, I wasn't flexible, I wasn't mobile. I didn't have a truly clear intention to begin with. So take a step back, guys, and really, again, it links in with the vision. What's my intention behind this? You know, I'm trying to get in the best shape of my life. Why? What's the intent? Think about that. And you will realize, you know, for myself, my intention to get big and get in the gym was to look good. I got to the best shape of my life. I was in Mexico, Tulum, 100 kg, 10% body fat. And I realized, man, I look good, but I don't really feel good. So that changed my whole direction of my fitness journey. So simply, guys, what's your intention behind this? Why am I doing this? Again, it links into that. What's your reason why? Number 6, this year, guys, I've been traveling all over the world for the past year and a half, 2 years nearly. I've been to Dubai, Mexico, Bali, Thailand, Marbella, Amsterdam, all over the world, constantly traveling, constantly moving apartments, constantly changing where I'm staying. And what I realized is that the times in my journey where I locked in and I focused, I got into a flow, I got into a routine, maybe I'll be there for 3 or 4 months, I was in a massive, massive flow state. It was easy. I wake up at the same time. I knew where this was. I knew where the gym was. I knew what food to order. All of these things, right? When I would move, man, where's the nearest gym? Oh, where is this? Where is that? Where? And it would just take me away from that flow. So wherever you are right now, most of you watching this probably aren't traveling to the level I am. You're probably locked in. You've got your own apartment. You're working, whatever else is going on in your life. I encourage you to truly focus. And focus, right? I don't mean just working. I mean focus your energy in your overall life. Build routines, build structure, right? Build things that make it a flow for you to move towards the goals you have in your life. I remember when I was living in London, back when I had my apartment, and I stayed in this apartment for over 2 years. And every day when I was there, I'd get up at 4:44 a.m. But it wasn't just the 4:48 a.m. wake up that made it so powerful. It was every day, my clothes would be laid out. Every day I had food in the fridge that I would order from the supermarket nearby. I had my car, right? I knew where the gym was. I knew my desk setup. Everything was just automated. Everything was almost habitual in my life. So I encourage you, if you're trying to build this life that you want for yourself now, especially in the stages when you're building it, think about building routines and focusing your energy. This is the overall principle here. You want to eliminate energy leaks in your life. Like I said, when I'm constantly traveling, moving around, constant energy leaks. So really understand the power of focus. That's why next year I will be locking in, getting an apartment, and focusing. Number 7, manifesting is real. What is manifesting? Simply seeing the external thing that you've been visualizing within, right? It's that physical creation of the thing you've been visualizing in your mind. There are so many things in my life, guys, that I've manifested this year that were put into my mind. I would visualize it and then it would unfold. And what I've come to realize, I could do a whole video on manifesting, but ultimately, let me simplify it, guys. What you impress into your subconscious mind will be expressed into your reality. The more clearly you can define the life you want, the kind of business you're running, what you're doing, day to day, week on week, month on month, it's going to play out. And when I heard these concepts, you watching this right now, you probably heard about manifesting before. You've created your dream life, right? I would be like, yeah, that's cool. I like the idea of that, but truly it works. Again, we cover all of this inside of Brotherhood. Ultimately, get clear on what it is you want. Impress it into the subconscious mind. Mix that with emotion. And watch how your reality is going to bend. You're going to start to live this life that you once saw in your mind, but now you live it in this physical reality. Again, I'm going to make another video going deep on manifesting and really break it down for you guys, but just believe in it. Understand, like I said, what you put out, you get back. All right, number 8. Most people fear failure. They think that failure is bad, right? If I fail, it didn't work. If I fail, this happens, or if I fail, that happens. Failure is good. Failure is feedback. Failure is what didn't work, how you can improve on that moving forward, okay? So, be okay with failing. In fact, I don't even call it failing, right? It's lessons. And one of my good friends, Vash, he used to say, I either win or I learn. This is what it's about, guys. Switch your mindset from, oh, if I fail, it won't work out, and this is going to happen, this will happen. I learn from that. All right? I'm going to learn from this situation, and I can move forward. Truly internalize this belief, guys. Failure is a good thing. As you move towards your goal, right, it's not going to just be a straight line to success. It's going to be up and down. That's how it's going to go. If you are afraid of failing and you fear failing, the first hurdle that comes your way, you're going to step back. But that is the exact moment you have to lean forward. The mindset shift you want to have here, guys, is going from a reactive mindset to a proactive mindset. Okay, this didn't work the way we wanted. How can we overcome this? Versus, oh, this didn't work, right? Big shift there. So failure is good. Learn from your mistakes and grow from them. Number 9. This was a huge one for me. All we have is now. All we have is now. Presence is the key. Being here in this moment. All these goals that I set out to achieve, these visions I had, they were achieved. And there was times in my journey, I'd be in Dubai, I'd be in Mexico, and I'd catch myself wanting more. I'd be in Thailand on my birthday, and I'm in this villa with all my friends, and I'm wanting more. I'm feeling like I have these problems. And one of my friends, they said, just fucking be grateful. Just fucking be grateful. And I got this tattooed on my arm here, thank you. But really, guys, you've got to learn to be present in this moment now. This is a skill you have to develop over time. But like I mentioned, all we have is now. We have this story in our mind that one day when we get there, everything will be different. Everything will be better, right? And a small example could be even the device you're watching this on right now. You thought that when you get this device, everything's going to be so cool, like you're excited by it, and then after a week or two, you just adapt to it. This is called hedonic adaptation. We will adapt and basically it will become normal for whatever is in our life. If you go to a 5-star hotel for the first time, it will be incredible. But then after a week or two, it will become normal. So stop chasing goals, guys. Stop thinking that you need the goal, right? Go from needs to wants. Adding on to that, be okay with or without the thing. I want this thing, but even without it, I'm okay. And this will allow you to let go and stop putting so much energy on needing the outcome, needing the thing, to make you feel good. Because I promise you guys, you're going to get there. You're going to achieve these goals. And it's going to feel very anticlimactic. You're going to get the thing and then it's going to die off very quickly. So learn to be present. And this is even a reminder for myself right now as I make this video. I'm here right now. That's all I have. Number 10. We all hear this concept about an abundance mindset. Be abundant with your money. Spend freely. Don't be scared of money. Let money be a flow. And I learned this. And I was like, yeah, let me do that. Let me just be free with my money. Let me be abundant. And I was doing that. But I was being careless with my money. And I was in this dilemma, right? This is such a big one. I was in this dilemma of I wanted to be abundant. I wanted to spend freely. And I wanted to break away from a scarcity mindset. And I was fighting two battles. And what I learned the hard way after spending a lot of money, traveling the world and just carelessly spending my money, was that you can be abundant with money and be smart with money and respect money. And the way I found to do that is to save, spend, and invest. So with the money you spend, for example, let's say you give yourself 30% that you can spend. Spend that freely. Spend that openly. Spend that in a way of abundance and thanksgiving. And the rest, you can save and invest it. You still have the abundant mindset, okay? And this is a lesson that I wish I learned sooner. I do believe everything happens for a reason, but now that I've learned it, I segment my money. And it just still allows me to feel abundant. If anything, I feel more abundant because I have control over my finances. I feel I have, control over them. I feel good about it now. Whereas before I felt almost anxious around it. So have the abundant mindset, but have rules to follow around your finances. Another thing adding on to this, I learned from one of my friends who's in crypto, is you need to look at money as just percentages, okay? That's how you want to view money. Don't view money as just numbers. View it as percentages. Number 11, environment and associations are such a powerful impact on your success. It's scary. Times where I would go to Dubai, for example, I would make so much more money. Times when I was in areas that weren't really that abundant, that much money there, I didn't make as much money. Times when I was around my brothers and my friends who are all on mission of, winning, growing their businesses, getting jacked, leveling up, I would level up more. I would be more active in the gym or working on my business. Times when I wasn't around them, I'd slow down a bit. And this is truly the power of environments and associations. So if you're around an environment right now, or you're around people right now that aren't serving you, you'll know, you'll feel it. They aren't truly serving you and getting to that next level in your life. You have to make very difficult decisions to move away from that. And truly, if you are serious about your success and achieving your goals, and you feel that God is calling you to follow this purpose, this mission you have on earth, you have to take risks and you have to make sacrifices, especially around those people and those environments that aren't serving you. Does it mean you have to cut them off and never speak to them again? No. But it means maybe at certain periods in your life, you have to lock in, you have to focus, you have to get away from these things that subconsciously are bringing you down and are weighing you down. Number 12. This is when I get the most passionate on these videos, guys. God's timing is perfect, okay? God's timing is always perfect. There was times this year, I'm trying to force things. I'm like, I need it now, I need it now, I need it now. Again, there was probably a lesson I wasn't learning in that. Once I just let go, I just let God take control of it. And I said, I have faith in you, God. I trust that everything's going to unfold in perfect timing. It always does. The right people come into your life. The amount of money you need comes into your life. The way your business unfolds happens in the perfect timing. And truly, once you let go and you stop trying to control things, you surrender almost, life becomes a lot more of a flow, and you almost feel a lot more relaxed and just a lot more peaceful day to day. At the end of the day, guys, right? You can't control the outcome. You can't control that at all. When you give power to something you can't control, how are you going to feel? Powerless. So put your energy on the process. Put your energy on the steps you need to take and let go of the outcome and give that to God. God, I trust in you to help me accomplish this goal and this dream that I'm asking for. And focus on the process and the steps that you need to take. Let me ask you, if you're going after your goals and you're stressed out, you're overwhelmed, you're confused, you're anxious, versus you're calm, you're present, you're peaceful, you're in the moment, which one will allow you to perform better? The first one. So give it to God, let go, and focus on the steps you need to take. This is one of the most powerful things I learned, guys. Like when I'll be, launching, for example, this mastermind, I put together the plan, I put the marketing plan together, and then I let go. This was my goal. This is how many people I want to arrive. I let go. Lo and behold, the mastermind sold out. This is what I'm talking about. If I'm sitting there stressing, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? How would that serve me? It's about your intention again, thinking about it, right? If you do it from a paradigm of how am I going to do this, stressed out, versus very calmly and logically, how am I going to do this? Well, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. It's a million times better to approach your goals in that way. So let go and let God. God's timing is always perfect. Number 13, know your reasons why. A lot of the time, we sit there and we come up with a goal and we don't really know why we're doing it. We don't have a motivation behind it. And this is where I found myself falling short on certain goals this year, is because I didn't really have a motivation behind it. I'd set financial goals, and what was required with that, I didn't want it at that time. I didn't want to build a massive team. I didn't want to build a sales team. I didn't want to put all these systems and things in place. I wanted to just be free. I wanted to live a simple life. Once I looked at that and really questioned, what do I truly want here? Why am I going for this goal? I was able to make decisions that were aligned with me. Next year, my intentions are to build a massive company, to scale it up, to launch products like the t-shirt we have here, right? To build systems, to build a team, to go hard on YouTube, to take over in the men's self-development space. It's already done. My intentions are that, and I know my reasons why. I have strong, compelling reasons why, so I know this is going to allow me to do it. Last year, bro, I just didn't want to do it. You asked me why, I couldn't tell you. Now I know my reasons why. So really, guys, question why you're doing certain things, and you have to be able sometimes to let go of things. You might realize, bro, I don't actually want this thing right now. You might be trying to build a massive company like I was doing, hustling all the time. I was like, nah, bro, I want to travel. I just want to travel. I want to wake up in the morning and go to the beach. I want to meditate. I want to study. I want to learn and read. And just by allowing myself to do that, having clarity over that, my reasons why, man, my life became so much better. Like I said, next year, my intention, my goals, lock in, build brotherhood, launch my second business, right? My third business, and just grow and scale and just get my head in, let's get my skin in the game, get my head down and be in a work mode. But like I said, I know why I want that. If I'm just sitting there going, I want to do, if I said to myself right now, I want to keep traveling the world, I'd say why? I couldn't tell you. So if I go and do that, it's not going to flow. So know your reasons why you're doing things. Know your reasons why behind your goals. Lesson number 14. Consistency is so important to your success. It's about momentum, guys. It's about momentum. If an aeroplane is driving around the runway and it starts to take off and then it goes back down again, it has to go all the way back around the runway, take the runway again, go up. If it goes back down again, it has to go all the way around again. When I was traveling, when I was moving around all the time, my consistency would be massively impacted into this. Times where I was just locked in, all right, like I said, when I was living in London, for example, even times where I was traveling, when I was just locked in, the consistency, what I found, guys, whether you're consistent in going to the gym or you're consistent in not going to the gym, they're the same. You build consistency going to the gym, you will naturally do that. You build consistency not going to the gym, that will happen. And it's delicate. It's very, very delicate. This is why one of the principles I teach is consistency will always beat intensity. When you're building habits in your life, when you're building these routines in your life, make it so easy that you can't fail. Again, we cover this all inside of Brotherhood. You can access this resources for free. Go to brotherhood.co. But either way, guys, build consistency, especially for those of you that are inconsistent. Don't worry about intensity in the beginning stages. Focus on consistency, just showing up, right? 10 minutes a day, for example, of meditation is better than saying I'm going to do 30 minutes and doing it once or twice a week. Do you understand? So focus on the consistency over the intensity. Make it so easy you can't fail. Number 15, decision fatigue is real. Again, I've learned so many of these lessons by traveling, right? But if you have a decision you need to make and you don't make a decision on it, guess what? you're making a decision to not make a fucking decision. So you need to be able to understand that if you're not making this decision, it's going to create what we call an energy leak. And I can think of some now, even in my mind, to do with my business, for example, where I'm going to be moving to next in my journey. I'm in Marbella right now. I have no flight out of here. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing next. But these decision fatigues create energy leaks. And if you have energy leaks going everywhere, it's going to stop you from getting into that flow that you're looking for. So what I've been doing in my life, guys, is making decisions once that I never have to go back to. Like I said, when I've been in certain positions in my life where I'm living in a flat for a long period of time, I would order my food to arrive every Sunday. Never have to look at it again, all right? I would, for example, have my routine exactly laid out, clothes laid out, everything done, don't have to think about it again. Times in my life where I had a maid in my house who would just clean and do all my washing for me, I don't have to think about that. The less you have to think, the more clearer you can be focused on higher level decisions. And this is, again, if you're a higher level entrepreneur like myself, when you're running a business, multiple businesses, and you're growing a lot of things, you need to be able to think very clearly. If you have multiple decisions you need to make about things that aren't even relevant, bro, energy leaks are going to creep in and the fatigue is going to weigh you down. So eliminate stuff, streamline it, make less decisions, and make decisions once that you never have to go back to again. Number 16, keep it simple. Again, the more I realize as I grow on my journey, the more simple you can keep it, the better. We have this tendency to complicate things, to change things, to when something is working, no, let me make it complicated. Keep it simple. And a way you can do this is ask the question, how can I do this in the most simple way possible? Simple as that. 17, make decisions quickly and act fast. One of the biggest decisions I made this year in business was launching a $8 product. And I was sitting on a call with my team member and I had this idea to launch an $8 product. And within 6 hours, we had built, launched, and marketed that product. This launch allowed us to generate 220 customers into Brotherhood. And that month, it allowed us to make $50,000 cash collected. From one simple decision, from idea to creation, guys. We launched it in 6 hours, and it allowed us to make all that money. Once you have an idea, don't dabble with it. Don't question it, thinking about it, whatever it might be. Just get to work and do the thing. Even when I filmed this video today, I came outside, I said, what video am I going to film? 24 lessons I learned in 2024. I wrote down the 24 points. I sat down, I filmed. Decision made, let's move with speed. So learn to make decisions fast, move with speed. But John, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? Again, we learn from it. We make mistakes. I made so many mistakes in business this year, but momentum, speed is always going to overpower being lethargic and thinking and over-analyzing stuff. You get feedback from taking action, guys. So make decisions fast, move with speed, and iterate from there. Number 18. One of the best mindsets I've developed in my life, guys, is gratitude. Right? Being grateful for what you have now. You think that in the future things are going to be different. No, bro. If you don't have the mindset of gratitude now, right, an attitude of gratitude, it's going to play out the same when you hit your goals and things like that. When I used to work in my supermarket job, I used to be grateful that I had a job. I used to be grateful that I had a bank account to receive money. I used to be grateful for many different things that were small, and I know that's what created this life for me. It wasn't that I created this life and I live this life most people dream of now that I'm grateful. I was always grateful beforehand, and gratitude is the great multiplier. So I want you guys to think about areas in your life right now that you feel grateful for. Right? Just even pause the video and think about what are you truly grateful for. If you find it hard to be grateful, use this idea. It's called negative gratitude. I can close my eyes right now and think back to a time in my life, maybe when I was working in my supermarket job. I'm sitting there on my break, 15 minutes left. I'm about to go back to pushing trolleys. If I visualize that scene right now and I feel that, and then I open my eyes and see how far I've come, it instantly makes me feel grateful. Instantly. So if you don't like the whole idea of focusing on gratitude and, oh, I feel grateful for this, look at how things could be, how your life could be playing out. Imagine if you didn't have Wi-Fi. Imagine you didn't have access to this content. Imagine you didn't have a laptop to work from. Another thing I want to add on to this is when you say what you're grateful for, give reasons why. I am grateful for this because when you give evidence to support a claim, it allows you to believe it more, right? Beliefs need evidence. So give yourself evidence as to why you're grateful. Number 19. This was a big one, right? I learned this from my boy Samuel Noah. You need to go from the hustler mentality to the businessman. This year was the first year I went into business by myself, and I launched Brotherhood. And during this time, I was just operating like a hustler. How do I make money? How do I make money? How do we make money? How do we make money? And I didn't operate like a businessman. I didn't operate in a way where we would be structured. We would have systems. We would build teams and things like that. And although we crushed it in our first year, we were very successful, very, very successful. It still could have flowed a lot more. It could have grown a lot more. It could have had a lot more success. That's what I'm stepping into next year, which is being a CEO, being a leader. And this is a whole other skill set you need to develop. But wherever you are in your business, in the beginning stages, guys, when you're starting off, you need to almost have that hustler mentality. Just moving around, how do we make money? Let's do this, let's do that. But then there becomes that point where you need to almost take a step back to take a step forward. You need to start thinking about higher level things that you can do as a leader, as a CEO, as an entrepreneur, leading your team, building systems, thinking about what your strengths are and outsourcing your weaknesses. 2 great books I would recommend you read on this. Great CEOs Are Lazy and Who, Not How. Number 20, kind of what I just said, learn. Invest time in learning, guys. When you listen to books like the one I just mentioned, or you read books like I just mentioned, or you watch videos from other successful entrepreneurs, you might not directly take wisdom or something that you can apply right now, but it starts to expand your mind. It starts to open up your mind to what is possible. One of my boys says, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. And another quote is, man's mind, once stretched by a new idea, never regains its original dimensions. So the more you learn, right, you might hear some information, it's not applicable to you right now, right? But it starts to expand your mind to what's possible, and you start to move towards that. You might hear, an entrepreneur where they say they made $1 million in a month, and you're like, you can make $1 million in a month, right? Like when I see some of the people I watch and they're making $1 million in a day, it starts to expand your mind. Can I apply strategies right now to get to $1 million in a day when I'm not even doing $1 million a month? No. But it starts to make you realize what is possible, starts to make you think bigger. It starts to expand your vision, your ideas, your thinking, and all of those things there. So make sure you're learning podcasts, books, YouTube videos, whatever it might be. Fill your mind up with new wisdom and new teachings every day. Number 21, listen guys, go within. Go within, connect to God through prayer and meditation. A big lesson I learned here, guys. Meditation is listening to God, praying is speaking with God. Let me repeat that one. Meditation is listening to God, praying is speaking to God. All of our challenges we face are internal, okay? Every level up I have in my life is first built from within. Every level up I have, I shift a belief or I shift an emotion or a paradigm or a thought. Then the external world will present that to me. Spend time connecting to God. Let Him guide you. The unseen creates the seen. As within, so without. The more time you can construct, and it goes back to the point I made about having a clear vision, you can construct in your mind clear images, clear visions, stories, right? Emotions you want to experience, thoughts that you want to have, the more these will play out in your physical reality. Like I said as well, this external world is a mirror, all right? It's reflecting back to you what you feel within, what you see within. Spend time within. Master this skill set. Visualize, meditate. Watch your entire world start to bend before your very eyes. Number 22, money won't fix all your problems. Right? You're going to get to the point, yeah, you're making money. Money will only solve your financial problems. It will solve your financial challenges, but the other ones are going to be things that you've experienced in your life growing up, for example, relationships, your health and fitness, your overall mindset and mental health. Money doesn't fix that. Money is good, right? Money isn't everything, not having it is, but money is something that you shouldn't just chase, right? I see a lot of entrepreneurs where they make a lot of money, but they don't feel good within. And I had to experience that this year. I kept making more money, made the most money I've ever made, and it was good. but you can only go to so many nice restaurants. You can only buy so many nice things. And the things that I worked for, right, whether it be a watch or trainers or experiences, you adapt to it. Like I said, hedonic adaptation. You literally, it becomes normal to you. So stop eluding yourself that more money is going to change how you truly feel within. And it's going to fix your problems outside of you. It won't. If anything, it will amplify it. It will make you realize even more, like, oh, this isn't the problem I'm facing, right? So yes, have goals financially. Of course, we're here to get rich, right? But don't elude yourself into thinking that will be the only thing you need. Number 23. This was a question I asked myself. I deleted Instagram this year. Still posting it occasionally, but I deleted the app. I've always had it off my phone, but I went off for about a month. And I came up with this question. What would I do differently if I couldn't post on Instagram? And that question changed my life because, bro, I would be fucking taking photos of like food at restaurants with the intention to post it on Instagram. Who gives a fuck about my food, right? Or I'd be making decisions throughout my day thinking, what would other people think on Instagram? So really just question that. If other people couldn't see what you want to do or the results you want, would you really be doing it? Would you really be doing it, right? And this was a powerful question, again, like I said, that changed my life because a lot of the time we do it from ego. That doesn't lead us to true happiness and fulfillment. If I couldn't post this on Instagram, if other people couldn't see me do this thing, would I be doing it? And number 24, guys, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world but lose his soul? One of my favorite Bible verses, and this ties into the point of, like I said earlier, I've been learning a lot from the Bible this year, but really this question hit me. How many decisions are you making day to day that are good for you, right? And profit could be not just financially, it could be in any area. And you're profiting in that area, you're gaining in that area, but you're losing your soul in the pursuit of that. And this is really where I've had to take a huge step back this year and question a lot of things in my life, my health and fitness, money, relationships, right? A lot of things I had to really question, like, is this good for my soul? And that's a whole other rabbit hole we could go down. The more you start to connect with God, the more you connect to your higher self, you're going to start to be more in tune with your soul. And the more you can make decisions from that, it's going to require a lot of sacrifice. A lot of the things you believe to be true, you're going to have to let go of, right? And it hurts the ego. The mind always wants to prove you right. Always wants to say, yeah, this is right. This is the way we're doing it. But these are deeper questions you might not be at on your journey right now. But it's a big one I've found. So make sure, guys, as well, you're checking out the Bible. There's a good app I would recommend called Bible Chat. That's been profound for me because it's concise breakdowns of the Bible. You can ask it questions. It gives you more context. And other than that, guys, that's 24 lessons from 2024. 2025 is going to be even bigger. There'll be even more lessons learned then. I pray you found this video valuable. If you want to know more, go to Instagram, follow me there. Go and check out brotherhood.co. And other than that, guys, God bless and no slacking.